Have you ever noticed that the older you get, the more people start treating your life like a piece of public property? When you're young, people generally respect your boundaries. That reach your late 70s, especially if you live alone, and suddenly folks lose their filters. Neighbors, acquaintances, even total strangers in the grocery store will ask you questions they would never dream of asking a 30-year-old. For a long time, I answered them. I thought it was my social duty. But protecting your mental peace at this stage of life requires a change in your social algorithm. You need a system. As an engineer, I look at social energy as a strictly finite resource. You wake up with a fixed amount of charge every morning. When you force yourself to explain your choices or defend your lifestyle to someone who is just being nosy, you're depleting that charge for a zero-sum return. It's a drain on your most valuable currency. I stopped letting people drain my reserves. Instead, I developed the silent shield. It is the conscious choice to disengage from intrusive questions, cutting the cord on the conversation to keep your remaining energy for yourself. Establishing these boundaries is a necessary step for self-preservation. Let's look at how to deploy this shield against the 5 most common traps people set for you. Problem set 1 is the financial probe. People love to ask how you're managing on a fixed income or what you're leaving the kids. They want to measure you. They are looking to find out if you're struggling so they can pity you, or if you're comfortable so they can judge your spending. You do not owe anyone a summary of your bank account. When they ask, you can deliver a flat, emotionless statement. I'm doing exactly as well as I need to be doing. Then, let the silence hang there until they get uncomfortable and change the subject. Problem set 2 is the regret trap. People ask if you wish you'd traveled more or done things differently. They think they're mining for deep philosophical wisdom, but really, they are asking you to judge your younger self for their entertainment. Your younger self did the best he could with the information he had at the time. The past belongs on the shelf. Do not pull down those chapters for a casual audience. When asked, simply say, "My life happened exactly the way it was supposed to." Problem set 3 is the gossip hook. There is a strange assumption that because you are retired, you must be bored and desperate for community drama. Neighbors will lean in and whisper about a local divorce, expecting you to offer an opinion to feed the fire. Refusing to engage in gossip keeps your personal environment clean. Use a dry response. "My hearing isn't what it used to be, and I think I'm better off for it." That deflects the drama back where it started. Let's test this. Imagine you are standing in line at the pharmacy. Pause this video and say your response out loud. If you delivered a short, boring sentence and then offered nothing but a flat smile and silence, you used the system correctly. Indulging these questions makes you a dumping ground for other people's insecurities. Keeping your silence makes you the owner of your afternoon. The final 2 traps are harder because the pressure usually comes from people who love us. Problem set 4 is productivity guilt. This often comes from our own children, who worry we are fading away because we aren't constantly in motion. They ask what you're doing with your time because society tells us our worth is tied to our output. We are programmed from childhood to believe that if you aren't producing something, you are failing. Peace is an earned achievement. It requires no justification. When you are asked why you aren't more active, you can tell the truth. I am doing absolutely nothing, and I'm doing it exceptionally well. Finally, we have the loneliness assumption. People look at a 78-year-old widower in a house and assume life is just a waiting room. This is the hardest boundary to enforce because it touches on the fear of being alone. Isolation is a state of feeling empty and cut off. Solitude is a state of feeling full because you have finally stepped away from the noise. Your house isn't empty if it is filled with your own thoughts and the books you finally have time to read. When people ask if you are lonely, they are often projecting their own fear of the dark onto your quiet life. You don't need to convince them you are happy. Simply say, "The quiet and I get along just fine." The fear of dying alone must never dictate a lifestyle that makes you miserable while you are alive. True mastery is recognizing that an empty chair in your house is better than a chair filled with drama, judgment, or chaos. You do not have to perform for your neighbors. Here is the summary. 5 categories where people cross the line, and 5 scripts to pull that line back. Take a screenshot of these phrases. Use them this week. Let me know in the comments, which question are you most tired of hearing? Silence is a boundary that protects the life you've worked decades to build. Use it to keep your peace intact. Thank you for sitting out here with me today.